Hey guys, welcome back. Part 10 of the Frontline restoration. Talked to the owner last night, messaged him, asked him if he was all right with me cutting the two bolts are missing on this frame. If he was all right with me cutting the frame for the monitor so that the back door would shut, and he said yes, do what you got to do. So we're going to cut the frame. Obviously it's not the ideal thing to do, but look at the bright side. If he ever finds the other style frame, it always can be swapped out. It's not the end of the world. So I'm going to mark and cut that so that will fit. Then we can plug the monitor in. I did talk to Ken from Golden Age Arcade about the wiring harness, and I was pretty sure I knew, but you know what, if you don't know for sure, don't do something unless you verify it. And I verified it with him, because last thing I want to do is plug a circuit board in backwards and ruin something. So he had labeled these number 1. So pin 1 is down here, the other side is marked A. Okay, so if you look on the circuit board here, there is a number 1, and then under this tag right here is a 22. Same thing on this plug back here. So these are now plugged in the right way. Everything should technically be plugged in correct here, unless my out and in are backwards, but I don't know that it matters which way they go. I'm not positive on that. I don't think it'll hurt anything. It's basically just a filter board that takes, it's the same color wires, you know, red, black, brown, black, yellow, red, black, you know, there's no brown right there, but basically it's just transferring from here to here from what it looks like. So I don't see it being an issue. We have a wire loose here. I have to fix that, and there's another wire that was loose too. I don't remember. It was a white wire, I thought. This one. So I got a white wire loose here and a red one loose there. So I need to, I think I can just take this wire and put it back in the connector, because it wasn't crimped all the way, and probably just take a little pick and crimp it, you know, tighten it down, and I think it'll be okay. If not, I'll have to take it out and repin it. Not the end of the world. So what I need to do is I want to cut this frame so that we can get this to be inside the door opening. I need to take the marquee off, flip the marquee light around, because of course I put it in backwards, because these wires go up this side, okay, and this plug is on that side. So I need to flip it around, because what happens is the 6.3 volts goes into the marquee light, runs through all the bulbs, and then it comes out the other side. And when it comes out the other side, it comes down and it goes to the 2 light bulbs that light up the instruction card on the screen bezel itself. So I need to do that. I'm gonna have to run in the house and get some wire clamps, put these up here. Boy, that wire's barely long enough. I can always take it out of here and get a little bit more length out of it. But I don't want to do that yet, because I'm going to get the monitor done first. So what I'm going to do, this is missing 2 bolts. I got to make sure I put 2 bolts in here, because that's a little bit scary. Need to mark it. Kind of going to have to eyeball it. Cut it right there. I'm going to grab a piece of tape and actually mark that with a piece of tape, and we're just going to go ahead and cut it. Actually, I probably should use I'll use tape. Grab some tape. I'm going to kind of try to do this and put it back together so that hopefully it doesn't look too crappy. So I'm just going to take a piece of tape and mark it where I want to cut on the line, and make a line with the tape. This needs a cap on it. They have the neck ground just floating around, no cap on it. All right, I think that's good. I'm gonna grab 2 nuts and 2 bolts and bolt this together first before I slide it back out, because it's flopping around a lot and it makes me nervous. That one, I don't know if I can reach while it's in here, maybe. All right, let's get this pulled out of here. Don't know how I'm going to get my grinder in here yet. Trying to get it to where you guys can kind of see what's going on without my camera flipping on me. So I need to cut on this side of the tape straight down, and we need to remove that piece. Take this piece and fold it in, and that should take care of what I need to do. Grab some safety glasses. Hopefully I can get that grinder in there. I'm gonna grab my air saw. That might work better. Now that's all I have is a dull blade. Couldn't find the new ones. I don't know where the heck I put them. bend this, I can put 2 angle brackets on here, 1 or 2, and hold that tray back up against there. That's my theory, at least. So I need to unbolt that little corner, and then bend this. I haven't figured out how to bend it yet. I have to make a relief cut over here. And maybe it'll just bend on its own. Actually, I might just be able to just put a couple screws right through that. And go grab a couple self-tappers. I'll just see if I can't just do that. Just like that. That doesn't look too bad. Wanted to make sure there's no metal shavings anywhere. All right, see if this slides back in there and actually fits now. Okay. Boy, that's gonna be close. Well, it looks like it's gonna make it. Yep, closes. Beautiful. looks like it left a tiny little mark right there from that. Maybe I'll take that corner off. I'll do that real quick. So then it won't be as sharp of an edge either. I gotta make sure I cap that. Chassis loose. That's because they don't have it clipped in right. They didn't slide it into the bracket. There we go. This needs taped together. Really, honestly, it doesn't even look that bad. Could be a whole lot worse. I'll tie these up so they're not just dangling here. We've got to plug in our monitor. Okay, so next, guess we'll do the marquee. Take that back apart. Flip that over. I can get the wire plugged into it. We'll do the speaker wire. You know what, let's bolt the monitor in first. Probably should take care of that. Slide the front two in before I tighten it. Oh, the Player 1 and player 2 start button's the wrong color. It's supposed to be white. So I gotta swap those two out. Actually, they look pretty good red. Just because the joystick's red, but this is white. So we'll swap these two out. One more to go. Probably have to take the control panel off. Well, maybe. Yeah, I can't really get in there good. But I don't think the control panel is really going to make much of a difference. Let me get an extension. Got it. Now it's time to pull the marquee back apart. bit. And when I dropped my drill, I dropped the screw, and I don't see it. Grab another screw real quick here. Oh no, my T-nut slid out. Here we go again. All right, I'm gonna mess with that off camera because that might take me a few minutes to take apart again and fix. Okay, now I'm gonna get these old speaker wires off of here because they're screwed up and they're soldered on, of course. So we are going to pop these off. Wait for this thing to heat up. This one heats up pretty quick. Sometimes you got to add new solder to the old solder in order to get the old solder to melt. Just like that. Okay. Hate these spade connectors. I'm cutting these off. Well, you know, I'll pull this back, I'll slide them on, and then I will put a little solder on them and then slide the sleeves back over it. If you're wondering how I know which wire goes where, is when I pulled off the old ones, the brown one was on this side. It's one. This one's got too much solder on it still. Alright, now I can slide these boots back over. So this is ready to get tied up. See if this green wire is going to be long enough. Can't go that way. Yep. That'll actually work really well. And this one I got to tie up right here. Don't know if I have any more. I'm going to go see if I have some more things out here. I don't know that I do. I might have to run up to the house and grab some of those. And then we'll get those two wires tied up there. You know, I'm going to have to run up to the house anyways. I'm going to make a power wire for this cabinet. I believe this is the power plug right here. Interlock switch, on-off switch. Yeah, that would be my guess. So we got to make a cord for this cabinet. And then at that point, in theory, we can power it on and see if we actually have the game come up. And then it's just coin door and a few other little things and we should be done. So let me run up to the house and grab a few parts. All right, let me show you what I did here. I did hook the power wire, the power plug up, so I have that ready. So how I'm getting power to my switcher is I just cut the wires going to the monitor, okay? And I put terminals on each side. Reason why I do it this way is because these that it comes with are junk. Okay, these I don't like. You put one wire in one side, you put one wire in the other side, and then you crimp this metal down, and then you put the cap on it, and that connects your power. I don't like doing it like that. I'd rather have a more stable connection, and that's why I did this. I actually got to unplug this for a minute. So now I have to hook up I still got to run a ground wire, which I'll do that later. And this is why I did not bolt this in yet. So we're going to take our black wire and put it on each side. Really? same thing with the white. So now we have a nice, good, solid connection. Okay. Okay. Set that back down for now. My interlock switch and wiring, I gotta put that in. We still need to put a clamp on this so the cord doesn't get pulled out of the cabinet. But I don't want to do that yet because I want to run a ground wire from this power supply. I'm going to put a ground wire to this metal plate because coming in from the wall, the ground goes to the metal plate. So by doing that, we're just grounding that whole metal plate. And then, you know, this grounds to that and that grounds to that. And it just makes a real nice connection between the two. So I need to put the interlock switch on back here. A lot of people hate these interlock switches. And they'll take them and they'll turn them down or they'll unplug them. I use them. Doesn't bother me. Here's my on-off switch. Here's some of my ground wires. This goes to the front interlock switch. These plug in over here. One of them goes to the interlock plug and the other one goes to the on-off plug. Now I gotta see which one does which. So I kind of need to trace these wires. On-off switch. Okay, the on-off switch has got to get plugged in up there. Need to get the other interlock switch. Where's my bracket? It's right here. Okay, so in theory, I'm just about ready to fire this up. I'll put this wiring in afterwards. Just want to make sure. Somebody did some hokey ass splicing here I need to fix. And I got to put a cap on that monitor. It's amazing what people do. Stupid. How did arcades not burn down back in the day? Swear to God. Now, I don't have any twist caps out here. You could always put a twist cap on this in case you need to take the monitor back apart, but to be honest with you, wire's plenty long enough, not a real big deal to cut this connector out. Just never ceases to amaze me, stuff that people do. I remember I was changing out my hard drives, or not hard drives, disk drives in my California Speed arcade games to flash drives so that they would boot up quicker and stuff. And I was in there switching the ribbon cables and taking that out and putting the flash cards in there. Well, doing that, how the hell did I do that? I crimped that side too? Might have to get a new one. I gotta get a new one. I was messing around, and the games were turned off. I was putting those flash drives in there, and there was some wires in the cabinet that I did not notice. They were just kind of sitting over here. Well, I finished putting the flash drives, everything in. I fire on the game, and it's just a huge spark. So what happened was somebody had live 110 power wires hanging in my cabinet, and they hit the circuit board, ruined the circuit board. Had to find a whole nother circuit board, all because somebody was lazy and just had some bare wires sitting there. In the cabinet with no tape on them, no cap, no nothing. So now when I see stuff like this, I just fix it. You know, burned me once, I'll never let it happen again. Well, let me rephrase that. I'll try to never let that happen again. Accidents happen, but hopefully it doesn't happen to me again. There's a couple $100 mistake there. This wouldn't really hurt anything, I don't think, if it hit the frame, but if that connector or that bare two wires just spun together wide open, if that would go in there and hit the circuit board, game over. You shorted out your board and you probably screwed a lot of shit up inside. Okay, so now that's fixed. I have power going to the power supply. I'll ground that after. I'm not worried about that right now. This is all plugged in. Monitor's plugged in. The interlock switches are all plugged in. They're hanging out here right now. That's fine. There's no bare wires, so I don't care. I'm not worried about it. I guess we can plug it in and see what happens. I don't know that... in theory, that interlock switch is off right now, so it will not come on, should not come on. Okay, now pull this one. Okay, I heard the monitor turn on. I don't know if we have anything coming up on the screen or not. All right, we got Frontline. Push player 1 or player 2. Let's see if the control panel works. Monitor needs adjusted. Looks like we're missing red. Are we missing red? What's going on here? It's acting funny. Keeps resetting. Okay, why is it resetting? Okay, it keeps resetting for some reason. I don't know why yet. Why would it be doing that? It almost seems like something's touching. Oh, I know why. Probably because I forgot to put those wires back in those two plugs. Those are actually just the monitor wires. One was the sync wire and one was the red. So in theory, we should have red now. There's our red. But look, we got graphics glitches right here. See how the graphics are all off? And then it resets. So I need to figure out what is going on here. And then it resets. Huh. Monitor needs adjusted. Vertical position. Is there a vertical position? Vertical size, vertical hold, vertical position. It's already shifted all the way over. Vertical size. Helps a little bit, but that player one is jacked up there. I wonder if horizontal hold might fix that. A little bit. That's a little better. Oh, my back hurts. It's a little better. Fixed the P on the player one. Still shifted a little bit this way. I don't know if I can fix that. Okay, well, let me think here. Could this be caused by the filter board? Could the filter board have cold solder joints on it? Yes, could. You know what else is I did not check the 5 volts. Could our 5 volts be low? Let me go get my meter. Okay, I actually had the power supply turned down to like 4.6 volts, but I'll tell you what, it doesn't want to take the 5 volts. When I start getting it up to 5 volts, the screen starts shaking. So I don't know what to make of that. Let me turn it up a hair. Let me measure where I'm at now. I'm at 4.6. That's 4.9, between 4.9 and 5 at the power supply. Doesn't look bad right now. I think it's got something wrong with the board, but I can reset the ribbon cables, stuff like that, and see if that doesn't do anything. Take the socketed chips and pull them, clean them, and put them back in. Right now we're about 5 volts, and the screen's shaking a little bit. For some reason, it can't handle the 5 volts. And I'm measuring it at the power supply, which means in theory, it should technically be lower at the board itself. See how it's just freaking out? Let me lower it back down a little bit. I'm between 4.7 and 4.8. Let me turn, see, it corrected itself there. But what happens is when I play a game, it's all glitched. It'll shoot here and there, and then it just instantly freezes up. So I don't know what to make of that yet. Like I said, I'll take the board out, try to reseat stuff. take the ribbon cables, unplug them, plug them back in, see if that does anything. If not, I'm going to be kind of at a loss with this board for the simple fact that I have never messed with one of these boards before. So I don't really know anything about them. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's all I can do is try the socketed chips. We got ribbon cables here, there, and there that we can pop out and put back in. See if that makes a difference at all. It will even reset itself when it's in the just this screen right here. Plus, I'm going to recommend to him to get a high score save kit, because if not, it's going to stay on this screen the whole time. And you're just going to get horrible screen burn of the player 1 and player 2 start. But it was glitching just by being on. See? It's resetting itself by just being on. Let me try one other thing. All right, yeah, I'm not sure yet. I'll have to mess with it a little bit. It's mostly working. Obviously, the graphics are screwed up. That could be a ribbon cable. I mean, it could technically be a ribbon cable causing all the problem. I'm not sure yet. But I'll have to take the board apart, pull all the socket chips one at a time, check them, push them back in, and see what happens. But I don't like the fact that it won't take 5 volts. Right now it's at 4.7 at the power supply, which means it's, I wonder if this is 5 volts here. Let me see if this red wire, I can't get to it. You know what, I could get to it if I turn it off. Would there be 5 volts up here? Possibly, yes. Red should technically be 5, but I'm not positive. Give me a second here. I'm on red and black. 4.5, 4.6. I cannot bring it to 5 volts without it freaking out. If anybody knows anything about these, please leave me a message. Is it something simple? Does the board need to be sent out to be fixed? Possibly, I don't know. Like I said, I know nothing about these. I've never had a screw with my elevator action board or anything like that. It's just been working. But we'll see what happens. I mean, it could be something stupid. So what I'm going to do is end this video. It's getting late. It's already almost 10 o'clock at night. We at least have something happening here. Whether I can figure it out, I don't know. But we'll see what happens. So I think what I'll do is probably put all this stuff in the cabinet, the interlock switch, the power switch down in there where that hole is in the front. I'll put the interlock switch over there. And then the next video will probably wire up the coin door, go through the board real quick, take it apart, check the legs and everything on the chips, push them back in, see if that helps. I have a eraser pen that we can use on the legs. And we'll see what happens. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Then I'll just have to let the guy know that, hey, this needs to go out for service. But hopefully it's just something stupid. I mean, it came here in a box. It traveled, 4 or 5 hours here. Plus it was shipped to him. So could something be out of whack, loose? Yeah, it's a very good possibility. But, and marquee lights are not working. Actually, I should probably check that. Let me check the voltages coming out of that real quick for the marquee light. I think what it is those light bulbs up there are not working, because this is 6.3 volts. I think it is 6.3 volts, and those are LED lights, and they're probably not lighting up because of that. They probably had them wired to 12 volts or something when this game was Tetris. So I'll look at that. Let me check that real quick. I'll let you know if there's voltage coming out of the green wires or not. Could be a fuse too. The green wire was on the wrong side. It was on this side of the plug. I had to pop it out and put it on that side. It was just pushed in the plug on the wrong side. But these bulbs are going to have to get changed because they're red. So, makes it look really red. So we'll put regular 47 bulbs in there. That's what it requires. Also, I got some brand new white buttons. Had them in the basement, so we'll swap out those reds for whites. Let me turn the light off and we'll see how red the monitor. Yeah, look at that. It looks freaking stupid. So yeah, we'll pop those LEDs out. So yay, I got to take the marquee off again. And we'll put 47 bulbs in there. I knew, I had a gut feeling, just change those to the original bulbs, but I didn't. I was like, maybe it'll just work. And as you can see, it doesn't. But at least we got power going to it and it works. So now, I did find a wire I can use that comes from this side down to here, and we'll have to make a plug or two, bulb connectors, so that we can light up the instruction card on the screen bezel. So, all right, guys, that's going to end part 10. We're getting there. We got obviously a resetting issue, and we have graphics glitches. So we'll go from there. So basically, I'm gonna, like I said, I'll get the interlock switch installed. Next video, we'll do the coin door wiring. We will work on the circuit board, see if we can't get it working. We can also change out the lights and the marquee for the third time, and then or take it off for the third time. And then I got to order T-molding still. I honestly just have been too busy, have not had a chance to do it. So I'm going to order probably a 100-footer, because I have 4 of these Tato games for him, and you're looking at least 80 feet of T-molding I need. Maybe 70, but I'll just get a 100-foot roll so I have it, or I'll get a 250-foot roll because I need some for myself as well. I'm not sure if all these games used textured T-molding or not. I know like Zookeeper and stuff I think did. I think I'm just going to put texture black on all of it. I like that look. And, you know, if one of these or 2 of these takes textured and the other ones take regular black, I'm not going to buy 2 rolls. We'll just put it all in textured black. So, all right, like I said, once again, if anybody knows anything about this thing resetting or something stupid, but I guess maybe I shouldn't jump the gun, and we'll reseat everything and see what happens. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. Any questions or comments, feel free to ask. Other than that, guys, I'll see you guys probably tomorrow. We'll work on this one more day, and then I'll probably shove it off to the side because I got other stuff to work on. And I'm going to be starting on the Alpine ski cabinet next. I'm only going to do his cabinet for now because I still don't know what's going on with my cabinet, if I'm going to turn that into a space dungeon or if it's just going to be an Alpine ski. So thanks, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.